Hi everyone, I'm back and I have a mic. I'm upgraded, but before I get into it, I just want to talk about the lighting may change as it's sunset, and whoa. I'm also in my robe and my hair's like this because I couldn't wait to get ready. That's just another hour and that's just long. Like it is what it is. The whole point of my channel is to be authentic and real, so doing my job. Now, this topic isn't an easy one for me, and trigger warning if you have dealt with a toxic ex, I'm talking to the extent of domestic abuse, manipulation, gaslighting, um, I don't know how much for just abuse, okay? It might be a sensitive topic to listen to, but I guarantee if you've went through it, I'm here to help you. I'm here to talk about it and ways you can get over it, and maybe just hearing someone else's story and knowing that you're not alone can make you feel better, because it's not done overnight. It's done over years and it gets better. You will really appreciate and love the other side more. So, what inspired me to do this video? I was at work, I'm a DJ, and a client walked in and he had the aura of my ex, in the sense of arrogance, very rude, very demanding, and just very ordering of what he wants. And he's like, oh, yeah, I'm in the venue. Serve me. Nah, nah, nah. Now, my ex wasn't, I wouldn't say high end. You know, when people have money, sometimes, well, new money, they can act a bit funny. Now, he didn't even have new or old money, he just had fraud money. So the way he acted was very embarrassing. So this time with me, I have some notes and it's divided into chapters. So the first chapter is my background story. So basically how moving from London to Dubai to Milan back to London was a significant consequence to why shit happened. Well, that being said, it's basically because each move gave me a lot of lessons, but also loads of disadvantages. So yeah. The second bit, when I made this stupid bullet point list over here, it affected me for the whole day. The reason being is because I made bullet points of the traumatic events that I usually tend to rotate in my head for the last 2 years. It's hell. So I'm going to share that with you. And once that's shared, I hope that they don't replay as often, because the whole purpose of this is a release and some shock entertainment value, to be fair. Like, yeah. That being said, I always say, I know there's worse out there, but if somehow you can relate or you have questions, just feel free to comment, feel free to message me. I'm not that person to just ignore. So if I can help, I will. I already feel lighter, if I'm being honest, so that's a good sign. Lastly, I'm going to answer some questions that I imagine people would ask. So, why did you stay? Very obvious question. What the breakup did, how you met your boyfriend today. He's a good lad. What trauma did it leave you with? Have I healed? And what advice would I give? And lastly, would I have it different? So yeah, I have no idea how long this is going to be. I said it would be long, but actually I don't really think it will. We'll see. Enjoy. Born and raised in East London, I am. And then when I was around 13, 14, we moved to Dubai. Very drastic change. Getting into detail, my stepdad had a job opportunity and we all relocated there, and I went to school there. Shout out Gems International Al Khail. That's the name of the school. Beautiful. So what change did that do? This was the best transition ever, as you can imagine. So yeah, just moving to Dubai was just shocking, because everything was different compared to London. So firstly, anything you want, you can get. The luxury, the services from left and right, even now today, it's way more than back then. Yeah, just very clean environment, very safe because of the consequences that would happen if you commit a crime, but still very safe. And yeah, just new buildings, new this, new that, new, everywhere is new. Oh, by the way, before I stop that, actually, I had very little sleep yesterday, so hence why I might be a bit weird and stuff, but you know what? Just get on with it. So, yeah, as a 13-year-old, typically you would hang out with your friends at shopping malls, You would go for walks. You'd even go to the park. Sometimes even restaurants. I don't know. I can't really remember. But then when I moved to Dubai, it was, hey, want to come to my yacht and have a party? I was like, yeah, yeah. That's when I started rebelling a little bit, sneaking out, having my first try of alcohol, which partially is the reason I drink. Well, I don't drink as much, but it was abused then. How was it abused? Because Dubai is strict and you're not allowed. It's not allowed. But you know, parents had drinks there, so we were always given drinks. Not by the parents, not by the parents. I'm saying the rebellious kids that would steal the alcohol from the parents for us. And you know, we used to all bottle share, and that's just how it went. And but on yachts it was more accessible somehow. I think they just bring their bottles, they have a license. That being said, yes, lots of older people hung out with younger people, not in a wrong way, but everyone was a community, everyone was a society. It was like friends. There was no bad intention. I'm serious. Like I had loads of guy friends. It was just brother and sister vibes, and that's what I really miss about it. And the community is still the same. Obviously it depends on what circle you hang around in. There's still, you know, the escorts. I don't know if you can say that. Escorts and rich men and la di da and dark stuff. There's always that in every country. But I just miss the friendships there, to be honest. So yeah, then was hit with some sad news. We had to move. That was really sad because when you're 14, that's when your friendships are made and you know, you're figuring yourself out. And I thought everything was like deep and meaningful, which it was at the time. So yeah, we're moving to Milan, and I was somewhat excited, but then I knew it would be very different to Dubai. Um, but you know, there was nothing I could do. I was young, and we just had to move due to family circumstances, and somebody passed away, so we had to kind of go there and support. And actually, my parents didn't really enjoy Dubai, and I can completely understand that because would I live in Dubai today? Temporarily, yes, but not forever. You know, there's it's not organic. Not to shit on the city, but I'm just someone who prefers organic life. So I would have a house there and go in the summers and stuff, and not in the summer, sorry, in the winter. Too hot. But yeah, I'm just waffling. Let's talk about I think I'm actually procrastinating talking about Milan because that is the one that is the reason. Here we have it. Dubai to Milan. What did it do for me in summary? It was the opportunity to be wise, the opportunity to understand real life because I was blindsided by Dubai and the luxury, and the opportunity to learn what it's like to be alone. Alone. At that age was very, very miserable. This is when you're becoming a teenager and you're figuring yourself out once again. And, you know, your little hormones start to come through. I mean, that came through earlier, but still, you know, you're just emotional. You're up and down. Friendships, barely had any. I had significant ones though. So circle smaller and more quality. But anyway, can I just correct myself on luxury? Dubai was new money luxury. Milan has real luxury. Lake Como, the fashion, the old buildings, etc. So the city as itself, I loved it. Everybody loves the food, so did I. I got fat there. No, I got fat in Dubai and then I got fatter in Milan. Oh well. And yeah, the weather was amazing. The quality of life is amazing. But sadly, from my experience, so I went to an international school. Who knows? Maybe one of you people are watching it now because I still have you guys on Instagram. And maybe this is a chance to, like, not that you care, but if you're watching it, you probably do. This is how I felt in school, like an outsider. Um, Firstly, I did not speak Italian, and of course, that's up to me. But I was really stubborn because I was coming from Dubai, where, by the way, they all speak English, and the school was predominantly English. You had Arabic lessons, but wasn't used. So, same for the other school. We had Italian lessons, but it wasn't enough for me to learn the language. I had to go out of my own way to do that, and I did not because I was stubborn. I didn't want to learn it. I was not bothered. I was honestly depressed. So the actual thought of going out of my way to learn a language of a country I don't really want to be in because I was young and etc. I'm not going to do it, right? There was the language barrier, and I guess that was a majority of the reason why I didn't have as many friends as I wanted to at that age. Um, Also, the way they were, so children, I mean, students in the school in Milan, they had friends from about knee height. So they grow up together, they're in their community, and I even see some of them now, they still hang out together. And I'm like, damn, that's a solid, like, that's beautiful. But yeah, they don't really take in new people, especially someone like me. Now, am I special? No. But I'll tell you one time, sorry, I might be blowing in the mic, lining up for my food in the canteen, and one boy shouts at me, NIGG, you know what I'm going to say, the N word. And I was like, I don't know how I should feel because, firstly, are you stupid? Are you actually stupid? Not that I'm offended to be called one, but do you see me? Where? Oh, sorry. You're, typically the people who are called under that name are of a particular shade, you know? So, firstly, get your facts right. Secondly, how ignorant. Thirdly, how rude. Fourth, what are your parents doing? Fifth, I don't know. That's it really. So that happened, and I was like, all right, cool. So that's how everyone here sees me. Now, as I said, I don't care if I was called one, but it's like the fact that they had the nerve to means that they're clearly outside of me because it's predominantly the color of my dressing gown. I don't know. I'm not usually this sensitive when I speak, but it's YouTube, and I know that people watching may be more sensitive than others or whatever. But I'm never here to be rude and never here to do anything. I might joke, but yeah, no. So yeah, I just didn't like that. That really hurt my heart. And if it's something that I still remember, clearly it's an issue. Do I remember who from? No, he's just irrelevant. I know he was short. That being said, I do like short guys, so yeah. My boyfriend's short. So yeah, just as a 16-year-old, you don't know anything yet, so you're just, no offense, like obviously with life experience you know more, but I just would believe in my thoughts, so I believed. By the way, probably no one even cared. I know now when I look back, they just minded their own business. It's me that was thinking something's wrong with me. They don't want to talk to me. They no 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 no. How about if you learnt the language and maybe inserted yourself, you could have been accepted because, by the way, these people weren't horrible. They were just minding their own business. But all that time, I thought, I'm being ignored. Nobody wants to talk to me. Literally, emo kid. I also hid my eye a lot. So maybe that's why no one spoke to me. Like, I used to wear my hair like that. And I used to be like, going in school, like, don't talk to me. I'm mysterious. I mean, who on earth wants to talk to that anyway? So, because I had no distractions and not that many friends, I had to pay attention to my studies, which did favors at the end. Now, was I that intelligent geek super kid? Hell no. I was an average, just slightly above average student, but it got me to university, and I now hold a master's degree in foreign policy and diplomacy. So, I can't complain. And majority of that reason is because COVID hit. There's a fly. COVID hit when it was exam period. And I thought, nah, if I have exams, I just won't make it. I just won't. Now, that being said, many people drop out and they still make it, blah, blah, blah. But I needed to pass my exams. I'm not good at exam styled questions. I'm very good at writing and essays. So, because of COVID, you were forced to do an internal assessment, which is called IAs, if I remember. AI. No, IAs. And it's an essay based version of examination. So I was like, so because it was COVID, everyone had to do IAs. I keep wanting to say AI. So yeah, that's what made me pass. Really, really grateful. Some amazing teachers there. I loved my school because the teachers were very close to us. We had a very, very good relationship. They would really listen to you and help you out, and they really focused on you as one of their own. That's what I remember. So I really had a good experience that way. But I have a core memory. This is when I was feeling really depressed, and I can't remember when, but we had an exam and I took higher level chemistry for whatever reason. I mean, I was interested in science, but I am nowhere near a scientist. And yeah, we had exams, and I just remember I'm not answering any question. I just left it blank and sat for the 1 hour, and I was like, not doing it. And then I knew, I was like, fuck, let me just not do anything. And that was basically my attitude. I started getting a bit rude to teachers because I had enough. Like, that's what happens when you're a kid and you're processing your own emotions, and also not knowing how to speak up. You just, yeah, just you got to talk to someone if you're feeling something or whatever. Conclusion, summary: it did me very well. It did me good. It didn't make me live through delusion. I dealt with hard things, but there was also great things. Like my friendships, as I said, they were true friends then and there. Right now, obviously we moved on our own paths and stuff, but at least I had them. And la di da. Oh, I don't know. I had a boyfriend at the end of like my Milan stay and my last years of school. He was very lovely, but it just didn't work out. If he's watching this, he's definitely not watching this, but like, yeah, just letting you know, you were great, but what am I doing? No, I'm not cropping this out. Just no hard feelings. Oh, that building on the right is giving away where I live. Sorry. Oh my god, I can't lie. I'm really tired, but this is getting done because I want to talk. Right. Oh, my hair's looking better. It's because it's dried up. Lastly, we have the move from Milan to London. And oh my god. So I'd say Milan was the precursor, if that's how you say it, and London was the show and the result. So basically, Milan made me feel suppressed because, yes, it might be my doing as well, but I didn't have the friends I want, I didn't speak the language, and I was coursing through life alone. I also felt very misunderstood by my parents, by friends, la di da, teenage shit. So I come to London and it just hits me with this freedom. So firstly, I didn't live in the center of Milan. I lived slightly outside, so transport was not it was an option, but it wasn't frequent as London tubes, for example. And I know in the UK you have trains not so often, but where I lived, the trains were reliable but not very safe late at night, and it was just long. So well, when I say long, 30 minutes. Anyway, it was just not a mode of transport that I was used to, because in Dubai it was all taxis, and then the train actually seemed scary. If I was to go back today, I would use the train left and right and center because I'm used to it again. So that being said, it's crazy how living somewhere else for a couple of years can build new habits and new fears. That's another topic, or is it not? I don't know. Waffling. So conclusion, I didn't have the freedom of driving around. Everyone in Milan, like at 16, you can drive this, I forgot what it's called, mini something, I'm not too sure, but basically I think, no, it's manual. It's a small car that they get to go around in as long as it's in the city centre. So transport being limited, I always had to ask my parents, can you drop me? Can you drop me? Can you drop me? Can you pick me up? And there came an age where I wanted to go clubbing, so poor them, they don't want to stay up until 3 a.m. to be taking me home, and they did. They made sure whenever they could take me, but there was many times they couldn't, and I missed out. So I knew that was a thing, and then I eventually started to get taxis home alone, and that was just way too pricey and way too stupid. Like, if it needs be, like, fine, but it's just like, it's basically going hanging out with friends was a problem. Unlike London, when I came back, because all my friends from Dubai graduated the same time as me. Oh, I got a message. The fuck? And we're talking Dubai friends who are like, money is not a thing. I know. Do you know what? Inside, I didn't like coming out about money because we're not poor, but we ain't rich. I'm talking rich. So all my Dubai friends are just like, yeah, come, I send you this, I send you that. You can take this, you can take that, you can do this. Super generous people. It's in their culture as well. So yeah, coming into London, it wasn't a really disciplined lifestyle because I was alone. I was like, yeah, boy, let's go. And what does one do when they have all the freedom in the world? They go clubbing, they drink alcohol, they try new things, they hang out with the wrong people. They then get influenced. They then want to try their own thing, and then they do, and then they end up in shit and cause trauma for themselves. So, amongst the club scene and then the people you hang out with from there and blah, 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 I met some very interesting characters. And for some reason, at that very young age, I idolized women who were sugar babies. Yep, that's it. I thought they were queens. Now, soft life, that trend, it doesn't mean liking men with, money is a bad thing, but when you have that as just a soul vision, that's really not soul SOLE vision. You are basically trading off your soul for money. Oh my god, that was amazing how I put that. So yeah, I used to see these girls and they would wear dresses, and I used to be like, wow, their dresses are half the time it's from ASOS. I don't know what it's called. ASOS, that clothing. Boo hoo. Anyway, so one night there was a girl doing a commonly known party DRUG, can of Coke, and people talk the most utter crap on that crap. So she was there like, I went on a private chat and then I came into the house and there was like roses everywhere. And I was just picturing like, wow, she must be so lucky. Little did I know you were getting abused to get all of those things. Am I making fun of it? No, because it happened to me. This is what happens when you hang out with the wrong people. This is why your parents tell you, stay away from this person and stay away from that person. I was so tunnel vision of find that guy. By the way, I wanted love. I wanted a man who was rich and true love in there, loyalty, basically the non existent. If you have something, there is a trade off. Okay. If you have all that money and all that stuff, you have no love. You might have love, but you will be cheated on. If you have a broke guy, you're going to have all the love and loyalty. Now, it's not as simple and as bland as that. But point is, nothing's perfect. That's what I'm trying to say. You're always going to have a trade off. So, yeah, once you accept that, sooner as you accept that, easier life is. So there I am with my naive self, and anyone I met or anyone I dated, I had rose vision tinted goggles, the glasses, because I just wanted to see the guy that I wanted. So many times I got my heart broken. By the way, I did date in London and I was very honest with my feelings. This is like a year or a bit just after my stay in London. Because also the amount of heartbreaks and the naivety, I was like, F men, I'm just gonna take their money. Please, I am not like this today. I am far from. My boyfriend isn't rich. Sorry, babes, but you're not. I'm joking. We're gonna get rich together, and that is how you do it. You build together. And when I say getting rich, I literally mean in all forms. I'm talking being a team, being a power couple, just doing all the goals that you have, and or just like abundance. You get me? Like, yes. So I was a dumbass teenager, young adult. It gets you nowhere having that mindset. So yeah, that obviously made me attracted to mature men, because typically mature men have their life together and they're ready to support a woman. But also, what I still really, really like men who are older than me. My boyfriend is older than me. We have a 13-year age gap. So that's something that's never going to change. I just like older men. Why? Daddy issues. Daddy issues. Why? Well, because my father wasn't present at a very young age, and that just apparently leads to you seeking your dad in partners. Ew. And actually, the amount of times that me and my boyfriend have realized this is a bit of your daddy issue. Like, understand that your partner is not meant to be there to like be your dad. He's your partner. You do things together. Now, that doesn't mean everything's equally split. Obviously, if you like that, that's fine. but I am somewhat traditional. I still like the thing of being taken care of, but there's just sometimes when I'm super vulnerable that, yeah, he does tick those boxes. So I'm in a just being all of this sad story, which I'm eventually going to get to. I just want to say I'm so grateful for my partner because he is literally 50% of the reason I'm still here. Okay, and now we reach the part about my toxic ex, how I met him and what happened, etc., and how it affected me. So, I met him on holiday with my friend. We went to the south of France for a little trip, a little getaway, and we stayed at my family friend's house in Cannes. It was very fun, blah, blah, blah. But our last night, we went to the beach club. It hits afternoon, and we're like, yeah, we need to kind of pack and we need to get ready to leave. So, as we were walking out, oh, I need to give him a name. Let's say irrelevant. That's how we're gonna say it. Irrelevant. So he's only relevant for this video. After that, irrelevant. Anyway, irrelevant goes, oh hello. Well, he doesn't even have an American accent, but you are looking very pretty. Come sit with me. Come sit with the big boys. He didn't say that, but that's kind of how his aura was. I was like, you know what went through my head? I was like, this is the guy that I've been looking for. The guy that's finally. Sorry, there's another message. I'm so sorry. This was the guy that I was looking for. Yes, the universe slapped it on my plate and it's finally here. And I've manifested this. I've manifested shite. I manifested this YouTube channel because this told trauma is the reason I did this YouTube channel. So, you know what? There was a good cause out of it. Now, I want to say, I'm not just going to put all the blame on him, like he's the bad, evil, da 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 da. When I say that, he's unhealed. He has unhealed issues. He has trauma himself, which makes him the person he is. So I'm not directly like, let's just get into it, shall we? There's my inner child, me, excited, feeling chosen, and I want to drop everything and even miss my flight to stay with this guy because I actually don't even know, because he wasn't even sexy, if I'm honest. He was super tall. He had that grey beard thing. And I was just there like, wow, stupidly. And so, yeah, he's like, don't worry, I'll cover your flight with your friend. Stay with us. I'll get you a hotel. Come party on our yacht. I was like, nah, this can't be happening. Like, this is literally my dream come true. Stupidly. Like, what excite? If you tell me that today, I'll just be like, all right, cool. But back then, I had the yacht life in Dubai and I've missed a yacht, and then there's my dream man with a yacht. So do you see why things happened? Okay, so I'm like, friend, we're going. And she's like, hell yeah. And so we tell my family friend, and she was there like, as long as you're safe, just know you have a place to come back and la-di-da-di-da. What happens? This is where I should have deleted the guy from my life. But I was so stubborn on my views and how I really wanted someone to be the way I wanted them, and la-di-da, I had hope. So we're there, we're having drinks, we're partying. It wasn't just us, it was a whole bunch of people, and it was even females as well. Obviously, we're not the only two young girls on there. I wouldn't be in that situation. Now, as much as I made stupid choices, I wasn't a complete idiot. So yeah, we're just chilling, we're having fun. There was a little speedboat thingy that where it fits people, and you were just going around. We tried to go to pronunciation, La Guerie, something. If you went south of France, but they weren't allowed in, so that's also another red flag. Why are you not allowed in when there was space? You're probably banned, or you just can't go. Like, why you can't? Anyway, the issue here was I didn't get a flight back. I was like, okay, I need to get home now because I've got an early flight and la-di-da-di-da. He's just ignoring. He's like, yeah, we'll sort it, don't worry. No, we'll sort it, don't worry. And I was just there like, and I know that like what do I do? Cool. So I called my aunt, and we had to get back into. By the way, the flight's going to be missed because it was like at 6 a.m. I don't know, 7 a.m. and it was like 3, 4 already, and I had drinks, and I was like, no, there's no way I'm making this flight. There is no way. And so I didn't make the flight. He just disappears because I don't know. He said he's going out something. I can't remember. There was like this bar that he wanted to go to because they would go onto the bar and then back onto the boat, blah, blah, blah. So he disappears because he can't get the flights. That was the red flag. I call my aunt and I'm crying. I'm like, I don't know what to do. She's not my aunt, family friend. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. She comes, she gets us because it was literally around the corner from her house. And she's like, you stupid girl, like, come on, let's sort you out. We get back to hers, we sleep, and she arranges us our flights, and everything's fine, and we're sorted. So we ended up staying an extra night. So at least that. And he didn't text me or anything. And I was like, well, um, there you have it. There's nothing new. I'm always let down by men. Well, I wonder why. Because you're literally seeking wrong men. Those men are going to let you down. Those type of caliber, whatever men, are not there for true love. They are there to use you and dump you in the bin. And there you have it. I'm back in London and I have the holiday blues and I'm just chilling. And then I receive a call. It's irrelevant. Well, it was relevant at that time, but he's calling. Hey, Daniela. Hi. Why did I pick up? I'm sorry about last night. Like, not last night, the other night. It just happened that this, that. I don't know what lame excuse he gave me, but there was me being understanding, that understanding, innocent girl that she is. Oh, it's okay. Yeah, just walk all over me. Don't worry. Oh, that's fine. Yeah, humiliate me. Okay, don't worry. I forgive you, basically. And he's like, how about I make it up to you? And I was like, how? Why don't we meet up? We can go away together, go somewhere nice and get to know each other because I really liked you that time and I know you liked me too. And there's me like straight away, like fell for it. Honestly, it's drastic how much you can mature from the age of 20 to 25. Of course, it's 5 years and at that age loads of processing is happening and developing. So I do that. Now, the first red flag of abuse. Oh, God. I remember packing my bag and then running like a hooligan to make it for the train. When I think back at myself running with a fat ass heavy bag, mug on a forehead, running to your problems. Just, the ick. I get the ick from seeing myself running because he was texting me because I didn't reply to him because I was trying to get onto the train. If you don't want to come, don't come. You haven't been replying. You coming or not? Fine. I'll just go by myself then. And I was like, what the heck? I wouldn't mind that message from my 2-year relationship as I have now because, you're emotional and whatever. But from a guy I've never really hung out with, why are you ordering me and telling me what's going to happen when I haven't even had the chance to know your second name? So I was kind of scared from that message because it was like, well, no, I'm going on the train. Why are you going to cancel everything, man? I get on the train and I'm out of breath. Hi, I'm on the way. I'm going to get the next train. Hey. I reached the destination. Now, do I remember where exactly? Not really. I know it was just greenery and I think it was up north. Um, Another red flag, he kept making me drink. I didn't want to drink as much. And he's like, no, finish it. Come on, let's have fun. So that was a very, very loud problem in our relationship. He always forced me to drink all the time. We would sometimes, don't get me wrong, I would love to drink, but when it's the second or third day in a row, I need a break. I need to slow down. Like if I'm on holiday, yes, I can force to drink. I can but I can't be doing like severe benders all the time. Like, what's wrong with you? By the way, he was way older, so how is your body coping? That's how I met him. In retrospect, we were together for 1 year. 6 months later, maybe 4 to 6, I cannot, yeah. The second half, it got really abusive, and I'm talking physical. Physically fit, physically fit, physically fit. Nice, sweet, fantastic. Now we reach the bullet point part. You know what? Yeah. Thank you for watching this video. I'm feeling way stronger and I'm so happy this is coming out and it's making me confident. Like, I'm happy to share this story. And those who are understanding, you're my people. Those who are judging me, I can understand you too because you probably are, people who haven't went through it. So it's fine. Now, I'm going to read this bullet point list, and it may not make sense chronologically, but I will try my best. So, why he was abusive. He picked on me and made me severely insecure. As we know about my wonky eye, my glass eye, he would always pick on it and say, "Darling, he never even spoke like that. He was a chav. I can pay for your surgery. Get your eye fixed. I can help you. Just fix your eye. You will be more confident. You then won't need to cover it up. Let me pay for your surgery. Let me change you. You are not good the way you are." There's me. Oh, he really cares for me. He wants me to feel better in my own body. You stating it as a problem, sir, is not how you do it, and he knows what he's doing. I don't care anymore. Calm down. Number 2 on the list, we have forced to drink and do drugs. As I told you, the drug thing, oh God, it was kind of the same. So I previously tried it before in my own time in the party phase, but I understood very quickly that it's not something I like or need or want. Blech. But with him, it obviously came to the topic, have you ever tried da 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 da? And I was like, yeah, and then I dipped my toes in it again. Was I addicted? No. But was it a frequent use because anytime we partied, he wanted it? Eventually, 2-3 months in, yes. So it was almost like a habit, which, oh, my battery, I'm sorry, which was horrible because obviously that just affects your mental state and your everything. Just everyone knows it's bad. So I didn't like that because if someone cared for you, they wouldn't force you to do it. Like, it's your own life, do what you want, and if you choose to be with someone like that, fine, but don't make me do it if I say I had enough or I don't want to. Let's actually question why he did that. That's obviously to take advantage of me sexually, because you're up for anything, This is going to be a very hard watch and listen for my boyfriend, but I just want to say thank you once again for allowing me to do this. I didn't want to say allowing because who gives you authority to allow me what to do? That's also what my ex did. Like, I don't let anyone tell me nothing. But I mean, him saying this will be good for you. There's going to be a lot of painful moments, and maybe we're both watching this now. Just know that I love you. Okay, so yeah, he used to, this one, point number 3, he idolized others with and in front of me. So, for example, if we were away on holiday, can I just say the holidays were never luxurious. It was always, I can afford it tomorrow kind of holidays. So, go away, fraudster. Yes, we were going to offend him a little bit in this video. Why not? Anyway, when we go on holiday, there would be a waitress, and I'm telling you, she's like 16. You know those young waitresses in Spain or something? Right. Oh, she looks good. And I'm like, shock, fight or flight. I have no idea how to react because I know if I react angry, then I'm going to be seen as jealous. If I agree, I win. That's how I thought to act with jealousy. Never show a man that you're jealous. Always agree with everything they said. Little do you know that literally makes you so small and suppresses you. Also, why are you not speaking up on the fact that he's talking about 16-year-olds? I'll tell you why. Because I thought it was normal. I literally thought it was normal because I was a very young girl who idolized older men. So actually, even before coming to London, when I was in Milan, I just liked older men. This is daddy issues. So I was like, oh yeah, understandable. I also had a very misogynistic mindset planted into me. I don't know from where. Could be my own doing. Could be partly as well being Lithuanian. I don't want to blame Lithuania, but Russian, like, there's a lot of, in that side of life, sugar daddy relationships. So, I used to have a view that women's value is just beauty and serving the man. Are you dumb? I love looking after my man. I like cooking, I like cleaning, I like doing laundry. But, they have to be the right man, and there has to be a status where you're getting married. So, where was I? Yeah, so okay, he knew he could get away with the compliments, and he knew that it wasn't getting to me. And that's why it got worse. Why on earth is he even trying to get to me in the first place? He enjoyed making me jealous. He enjoyed me chasing him, an old man. He wanted to feel powerful. He wanted to feel like he's on top of the world. Clearly, that's the issue, I think. Like, why are you making the young girl you already got chase you? Because you don't feel like you have self-worth. You're not enough. So it got to the point where he wouldn't say this about young girls, but let's say another girl in her 20s or just a bit older. She's nice. We should invite her to the bedroom. That one killed me, because this is when I fell for him, like, properly. Because actually, for the first whatever, I had my cool and I had my boundaries and I felt strong. But if you keep staying with shit, you're gonna become shit. So I fell for him. I actually fell in love. And even then, do we reach this point? No, just quickly. He put me in a golden cage, I like to call it. This golden cage, I used to make my own money, very good money, through DJing. And it's when it started booming, and it was very nice, full-time DJing. Quickly, the lighting and everything keeps changing because I keep coming back and forth. This video is taking longer than I thought, but I'm glad. So although I was a full-time DJ and had money and was very happy, I was new to the industry, so I didn't really know how to handle it. I used to drink a lot at my sets, not to a point where I can't DJ, but I used to party all the time I had a job. So that catches up with you, especially with that pedophile forcing you to drink as well. So I used to complain. I used to say, oh my God, I'm just so drained. And then he took that opportunity to say, the DJing is not a good job for you. Why don't you do something related to your uni? Like, do you see how smart of a manipulation tactic that is? I then, because I was so young, believed that DJing was bad for me. So guess what I did? I took his offer. Daniela. My name is Daniela, not Dana. Dana's my DJ name. Why don't I give you the equal amount of what you make DJing each month so you can save yourself from working late hours? And there was me like, that's the dream. Because to me, I thought DJing was ruining my health. Bullshit. I'll tell you something now. I'm still a full-time DJ, and I DJ way more than I did back then. And all my majority, 90% of my sets are sober. So let me tell you something. That was a lie. So bullet point number 4, he made me cry and walk away. So this would be when we go on vacation, on holiday. We have a little argument over nothing, and it escalates, and he then proceeds to stand up from the table and ditch me in a foreign country. Now, sitting there, I know I look like an idiot, and I'm embarrassed, and this was always the case. He had no public decency. I'm not saying things are okay in private, but at least you don't have that shame of other people as well, because I knew deep down I'm in the wrong position, and now I have other people seeing it too. That being said, my mom used to always say, get out of that relationship. He is not welcome here. He is not welcome. You're not welcome. Da, da, da. I was like, whatever, Mom. You don't get it. But it's okay. It is what it is. It's done now, right? That's why we're making a video. Okay, so point number 5. Oh, the first abusive moment in Marbella. So this happened when we went on holiday with his friends too. So it was a big group, and we went clubbing. Had a blast, and then I wanted to dance with some people because I don't like just focusing on one person. He was so strict on, you're not allowed to talk to anyone, you're blah, 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 as you can imagine. And there was a group of girls, and I was like, oh, finally. Okay, so since they're girls, surely he's not going to get jealous. I can go dance with them. He gets jealous. There's no win here. Those girls start to have like guy friends as well, so it was just all a big group, and he's pissed off. He was going to get us drinks. He's at the bar, and I can see him from a mile away looking at me with the most evil demonic eyes, like, I'm gonna kill you when you get home. Like, literally, it was scary. I was like, what the hell's wrong with this guy? Oh, and he was drug influenced, by the way. So, so he was drug influenced. I'm daydreaming. My brain's just shutting off, and I think that's mainly because I'm tired as well, and it's not easy to talk about it. So he's looking at me. Oh, and then he goes, "We're leaving. We're going now." And I was like, "No, I want to stay. I really want to. I'm the life of the party. I like to stay until it closes. Not anymore, but back then, basically no win. We had to go back to the Airbnb. Can't even get a hotel. Anyway, fraud stuff. He's an attention seeker too, so he's like, I'm going to bed. You're so annoying. You shouldn't have danced that guy. I was like, it was a group of girls, guy. What are you talking about? Anyway, he goes in the room and he proceeds to go to bed with the light on. So he's literally begging for me to come running on my hands and knees. I'm sorry. Forgive me, please. Ain't happening. I was like, you're just such a... I was getting at him because he was annoying me. And he got up. He didn't like what I said. I can't remember what I said. And then he pushed me hard, where I fell back onto a glass table. Yep. Did that glass table break? No, luckily. But just imagine if it did. And just imagine if I had a concussion. Like, so I was in shock. I was like, fuck, what just happened? And I suddenly just switched. What my brain did in that moment, maybe whoever's been abused or hit or whatever can relate from someone you love, you just suddenly go like, well, nothing happened. Everything, yeah, all good. So that was me. But the anxiety in me, I was like, oh my God. Then eventually, we have to go to bed. And I laid next to him and I couldn't. My body was fighting. It was like adrenaline. I was shaking and I thought, oh, this is because I'm coming off whatever substances. No, mate. That is your body scared of where you are and there's no escape. Why did my panic attacks and anxiety attacks start? That brick. And then I moved to the living room and I make my own bed there and I did not sleep for shit. I could not. That was impossible. But little does he know, he got away with pushing me, and that was the first green flag for him to continue abusing me. And I'll get into that. I think I have that in the list. So, okay. Point 6. And apologies if I get this wrong in the numbers. I'm tired, but you get the point. So, first abuse. Acting like this is some like normal thing. You're just journaling writing a bullet point list of your traumatic events like it's nothing. Like point 1, 2. Okay. I was not allowed to look in another direction. Yes. I was forced to just have my eyes on him, One time in Marbella, once again, I don't know, Marbella's cursed, at least in my life. There was a guy and he was dressed very different, so it caught my attention. Was he hot? I cannot remember. I wasn't even looking, even if he was. And anyway, I looked and that's it. Hell broke loose. I was like, what? He started a drama. He started slamming the chair, pushing it, and then he wouldn't leave, but he wouldn't sit. He's just walking up and down looking like a lost fucking duck. Idiot. Swearing a lot, sorry. Yeah, that happened. So just imagine how suppressed you would feel if all you had to look at was the very one person who abuses you, and he will give you a lot of crap for just paying attention elsewhere. Point number 7. This is the very end of... This is not the end of the bullet points, but this specific point is what led me to break up with him. He had a wife and kids. Now, he always told me that he had a wife, but he was separated. It just wasn't officially divorced. Now, how on earth did I fall for that? And he called me and then he was like, sorry, I'm going away with my wife, and stuttering. And he's like, no, but because the kids did. You told me that you were separated and you have kids, by the way, not from the same mother. So, yeah, that really, that was my reason to go. Many people don't leave domestic abuse. He wasn't a bloody boyfriend as such. It was someone I was seeing, but for a year. So I can't really call it relationship. But that was like, yes, this is my cue to go, because it's not me, it's him. He's the one that's taken. Now I can use that as an excuse, because I was too weak to say, you hit me, that was wrong, I'm leaving you, because he always somehow dragged me back. Actually, it was around, I remember January, that we went to a restaurant and I tried breaking up with him, and I was sober, and then I was too weak to say no to a glass of wine, and then he got me back. That's how bloody naive. I'm trying to be comedic as well in this video. Like, it's obviously more deep and serious, but that's the short story. Number 8, he was as I told you, like, he used to hit on young waitresses. Well, not directly, but to me about them. And when we used to get intoxicated and he's amongst friends, he would say some things that was a bit noncy, and his friends would laugh, and then I'd have my friends. Sometimes I brought my friends with me, and I used to get embarrassed because I'm like, mate, like, he was not like this last week, and he's doing this now, and now it was just a total embarrassment to be around. Am I ashamed? Absolutely. Next bullet point, we have snatching phones constantly and questioning my past. Oh my god. This guy would constantly ask who I've dated, how I've dated, where I've dated, what I've done. That's under the sun. So on my birthday, one of my birthdays, he took me away once again. Should we guess where? Should we? It's not Marbella, but it's Spain. Couldn't take me anywhere else, no. Anyway, it was a villa, and he surprised me with flowers. Those flowers don't mean crap when it's from someone you. Anyway, I was surprised back then. I was like, wow, he really maybe does love me. Okay, cool. We have some wine, we're sat on the sofa, and then he takes his phone out. We're on our phones, and then he turns it to me to show a video of his ex dancing with nothing, just a t-shirt. A long one, but if she bent, you could see some stuff. And I'm like, I obviously thought, when the hell did you get this video? Excuse me, mister. So I tried to snatch the phone, and he was way stronger and taller than me. He wouldn't let me snatch it, but look what he did instead. He pointed the phone down at me so I could see it, and there's me catching it, reaching for it. That hurts me, mate. Like, picturing that little girl, she's not even that little, but you know, that inner child I'm seeing. And who are you fighting for? Santa Claus. That's what he sounded like, by the way. Not the American accent. I'll try my best. Oh, he was up north, so I can't even remember how to do it. I'm glad I forgot what his voice is like, but yeah, that. Another point, he tried to make me jealous with my friends. So if I did have friends. I do have friends. He would use them. He would be like, that friend's quite hot. Yeah, that friend's looking good. Oh, imagine how funny it would be if, like, she came and she was wearing this and that. Or, oh, you know, I had a dream about your best friend. That was ick, because now you're like, not even 16. You're like 11 at that point. You're acting like an 11-year-old that's misbehaving. Back to the shame bit. He always made vulgar conversations at the table. So whenever we were alone, he was decent. And I guess this was because he had no reason to look like the one. He was very much a guy who had to prove himself at the table. I guess narcissists do this. He would tell the most insane, absurd stories. He would exaggerate some stories to be the funny guy. And he actually once gave me advice saying, you want to be the one at the table that people laugh and look at. Trust me. Like, he used to be my life coach, apparently. Fuck off with your life coach. I bet he doesn't even have a bank account. Like, ugh. So yeah, and of course there were times I invited my friends with me to places, and or sometimes he would have friends who would meet me for the first time, and at the table he would say the most rude and vulgar things. Like, sometimes even when it's about us, our private moments, he would just say it on the dinner table, and there's me like, yeah. Yeah, bro. Okay, and now we arrive at my last bullet point, which is more about the physical abuse, which I think is the most significant. All of them are pretty significant, but yeah, it's like the most shocking, because I always thought I wouldn't be the one to go through it. I always thought I'd be the one, if someone hits me, I hit them back twice harder, and then I would run away and not, basically. it's all until it happens to you, you won't know. So yeah, the other event was Cannes on the yacht. Now, I just want to say it wasn't a super yacht. It was just a yacht. Now, I don't want to sound nose up. A yacht is cool to have, but let me just tell you something. He shared it with four guys, so they all like rotated. Yes, I understand life is expensive, but don't be that guy. My yacht. It's not yours. It's yours, and you're paying the least amount of it. So anyway, this one evening he had a celebrity friend. Oh, there's another one that I know, but I can't say names. Because I don't even know his name. That's how insignificant of a celebrity you are. No, he was well known. Anyway, Essex kind of guy. I cannot remember his name. I think it was like it started with a D. If I don't know, he had a kid. That kid was amazing, cute. By the way, that man, he was great. I don't know him, but he seemed so nice, and I was just wishing, you seem respectful. I wish you were here, like you were mine, not this cunt. Anyway, um, so this cunt, mate. I was looking after the kid. I was cooking for the kid. We were playing the whole time, and it was so wholesome. And that other guy, he was there because he was talking to Irrelevant about his divorce, and he had these papers and things to pay. And I don't know, it was gossip time for the mandem. I don't speak slang, but anyway, I don't know. I wasn't involved. I didn't care. And something happens where we argue. Everyone's going to sleep. Well, the kid and him, and we're going to sleep to our room. And we argue, yeah. I don't remember why, and it's probably something small again. He got really, really angry, and he's such a like ew. He goes to the bathroom and he looks in the mirror. He's like spitting, sorry. And I was like, I don't know what to do, so I rubbed his back. Oh, you get. He slaps my hand away, and I was like, and I tried it again because I just want to be good, you know. Like, babe, what's wrong? Get off me! Like I'm some, I don't know, like I'm some pest. Probably was. And I'm like, the fuck. And so I slapped him, and then he slapped me back, and then we had a wrestling match on the bed. Not a game, but like it was so cringe. I think this is because alcohol was involved, so it was super slow. You pathetic Santa Claus. So here is where the problem lies. Because of the last time we woke up like nothing happened, this time we woke up like nothing happened. This guy didn't ever apologize, by the way. Never. He just acts like nothing happened. And I don't want to act like anything happened because I don't even want to bring it up because I'm scared. And I'm like, oh, no, let's just pretend. Just drink. That was my coping mechanism. Have wine. You're on holiday. Enjoy the views. Enjoy. Post on Instagram. Da-da-da-da. Just fake happiness for me to get over what I was in. Now, the last abuse is nasty. Guess where it was? Come on, guess. Tell me. Marbella. You got that right. I'm visiting Marbella again and I'm making it right. So we went to was it Nikki Beach? I think so. Bunch of friends. Now, this one lady, I can't say the name, I'm going to name her a water bottle because water bottles here. She was lovely, but you know what? She was fake because obviously, why would she care for me? She doesn't really know me, but she was decent enough to hear me out because I did complain about Irrelevant a lot. But you know, she's not anyone close to be saving me out of a situation or advising me to leave. Why? Because she had a partner. By the way, she was like over 40 and that partner's 70. Or maybe she's 50. I don't know. But he's well off and she's, you know, time's ticking and she found a good one. So she's going to do anything to hold him down. And he was a nice guy. He wasn't like Irrelevant. So fair play to her. And I don't blame anyone but me and him. So this happens, sorry, not at Nikki Beach. This is the night before. Because of all this partying and stuff, I can't remember how, but it's always we go to a club, we argue, and we go home, and it happens. So it's probably, again, you're dancing with someone else, you're not paying attention to me, or you're looking somewhere else. It was those three things. All I remember, I'm talking, boom, at my glass eye. What? Yeah, mate, you just punched glass into my eye deep. Oh, sorry. Sorry, zoning out. My nose, like that. Blood, proper. Eyes, like, swollen. But the eyes were swollen because of the crying. The eye was, the eye was purple and big. Um, oh, and my lip was bleeding. So actually, it wasn't just one punch. Or was it? I can't remember. It's not that I didn't feel it. I don't want to revisit that bloody situation. But then something just got in me, and I was like, I'm not taking this shit. Look at this Santa Claus irrelevant guy. Who is he to be laying his hands on me? Is this you? Something woke up. And he just went, after he punched me, he could have knocked me out and he would have just left. He became so abusive when he took drugs. Ugh, man, just like thinking I was in that vibration. That is why it took so many years to heal. He went on the toilet and he always sat on the toilet. Like, what? Stand up and pee. What are you doing? So he sat on the toilet. I just come from nowhere. Bang! On his ear. And I'm so glad I did that. I'm sorry. But after everything I went through, I'm not that girl to be like, and no problem if you are, because I can understand you. But when you grind my gears to some extent, you're getting it. His ear, I did not know that an ear can bruise. I had no idea. I'm not a physical fighter. I don't care. Ear was black. Top of the head. He was bald. Idiot. Sorry, actually, bald men can be very attractive, but he's a bald idiot. So he had scratches on his head like that, and he had like spot bruises. I don't know what I was doing. Probably bang bang. Anyway, it's not funny. It's getting a bit much, but I feel some sort of like pride knowing that I did that. Honestly, no shame, no nothing, because you guys are just getting. I have no idea. I think this video is like 30, 40 minutes, 50. You're only getting a grasp. So imagine 1 year. Now, these three physical events are the ones that stood out to me the most. There was more, but it would just be more like slaps and all of that. Does that mean it's okay? No, I going through that again? No, I don't think so. So yeah, I forgot to mention he managed to wake up before me. So this meant 2 hours of sleep for him. I had four. And go to the rest, like go to everyone who stayed over in Marbella at the hotel. We all had separate rooms, blah, blah, blah. Some were having breakfast because they had an earlier night. He managed to go earlier and tell all of them a story that until today I have no idea what he said, but I'm assuming he made me sound mental and that I started out on him because I was drunk or something. I don't know, because I just don't know. Because I woke up and I kind of wanted to hug because I was so upset and afraid, and I feel like I just want things to be okay. I turn over, no one's there. I was like, that he went to go tell a story. That's what happened. And yeah, I had a big ass like blue. My nose was fine. Lip was a bit swollen. It didn't really look obvious, but the eye was. So I had to, from the AM we were going to Nikki Beach. I had to put on dark smoky eye makeup to make it match. How sad is that? And there was me. What do I tell my mom? What do I tell? Asking him. Tell her what you did. You went and danced with someone else. You got what you deserve. And I just knew from then, as soon as you get back to London, you need to leave him, which I did. But the whole point of talking about Water Bottle, the girl, the lady, she was nice. She listened to me because my eye kept leaking, bro. Like, not with stuff, it was just always watery. And I keep like, I was uncomfortable, and she's like, what's up? What's up? I said, come to the bathroom. And I told her everything. And she's like, but did she do anything about it? Did she say anything to her man? Did she help me? No, because she needs to stay in that circle or whatever. Maybe she's watching this now. If you have a different story, just let me know. But that's what I thought. Because, I don't know. Yeah. Uh, That's that chapter. Honestly, feel free if you ever want to ask me any questions, if you ever want to talk about anything, like I said, I'm happy to. If you make fun of me, just know karma's coming. Lastly, we come to the questions that I think people would ask. Why did you stay? Bitch, I was scared. That is why I stayed. And also because of the financial golden cage that he put me in. I had no means to survive. Like, the guy was practically paying my survival, like my rent and stuff. If I left, I was too scared to start from scratch because I didn't even have a job. It's very hard as a full-time DJ to now build a stable career because you're self-employed, to build the income that you got. Like, it's not overnight. It's a thing you build, and that can take a year. So I was like, didn't know how to do it, but eventually I did it. So I just quickly want to go there. Um, yeah, that's why I stayed. When I left him, I had no job. I said, no amount of money, no nothing can keep me with this guy. No. On top of that, when I left him, when I said that's it, he emailed me because I blocked him everywhere. I forgot about email. He emailed me a proposal. Listen, I will pay you 5K a month, because it used to be 3, because that's how much I made at 20. That's like really, really good. I will pay you 5K if you stay with me and you don't tell my wife. But I'm not that person to be revengeful and exposed. So I still have some decency in me because I believe in karma. So yeah, I was like, no, block. And yeah, I just started my life again. And it's amazing. I'm just happy, very proud. And I have this friend called Ramona who really helped me. She used to give me money whenever I was really tight, because I bloody was. I was like, I have family that can support, but I was always taught to do your own, and I can't keep relying on others. Enough is enough. So yeah, built my life back up, and a couple years down the line, great. What did the breakup do? It made me want to go away from the planet, if you know what I mean. And attempts to do that. Why? It's not because I lost the love of my life. It's because you finally have that pause, and for the first time, crap is coming through. You also have the detox of substances. It's all whatever. I think if I went through the same thing again, I could obviously process it better. But yeah, do not intoxicate yourself when you're feeling upset. Like, I'm not going into that topic. It's too deep and too complex. But the worst thing I did was like drink immediately after and go on dates. That was the dumbest thing I've ever did, because I wasn't fully invested, and yeah, just mad. And yeah, just wanted, that's what I did. I wanted to dye my hair. How did I meet my boyfriend? Well, that ties into wanting to leave the planet, if you know what I mean. So he was my tutor, my DJ tutor. I went to brush up some skills, my DJing skills, and we just connected instantly. And I felt really safe around his presence for some reason. And yeah, he was amazing, still is. And there was one night that I wanted to go away, and I did it unsuccessfully. That's so pains my heart saying that. But did it to the point where I could still make a phone call. And off my face, I call my tutor, which, by the way, we're not friends, nothing. He's getting a random call at like 1 a.m. And he talks me through it and makes me okay. Everything. Yeah, I'm zoning out because I remember passing out. Apparently, this is like, there was a time where I passed out and was taken to my bedroom. That's all I have to say to it. And yeah, you're precious. You're going to get through it if you are getting through something. What trauma did it leave you with? Specifically, I'd say, it just made me think I'm just shit at everything. It made me think that, I didn't have any faith in men. I thought men were all crap. I didn't believe that I could DJ. I was shy to post online because he always said, you always show just one eye. Oh, you this, that. So like, I didn't want to do anything for myself. It did panic attacks, it did anxiety, because that's what happens with PTSD. It made me an alcoholic, like functional. Not that I was drinking liters of alcohol, but I was very dependent on it. I couldn't DJ if I didn't have it. At one point, I couldn't socialize if I didn't have it. So that's what I mean. So yeah, have I healed? Yeah. Oh, big time. Like, honestly, I'd say I'm healed. It's just me that decides to revisit the past and how I react from it. So let's say there's 10% less left, and I hope and I do think that this video is just gonna push me 5% more. So I'm very happy about that. I can see through bullshit. That's how I've healed. Like, you cannot manipulate me. You just can't. You just cannot. Stronger boundaries. Yeah, there's like a thick metal brick. No, not brick. Metal steel thing that you cannot get through. That doesn't mean I don't get hurt or I get emotional, because I am. But like, if something is taking the piss out of me or my boundaries, you're just out. You're irrelevant. Advice. What would you give advice like to the girl back then? Leave. That's what I got to say. Leave. Yeah. There's no advice. There's no making it better. Just, you should not have accepted that call. Accept the call, but you shouldn't have went to visit him up north. Okay? That is my advice. Would I have it different now? Nope. Because all of that obviously made me the person I am today, in the sense that I show both eyes, because he was someone who used to put me down for that. He used to say, fix your nose because it goes to the side. And what? I can still breathe. What do you want from me? That's what the nose is for. What? You're going to pay for my nose job with what? Uh-huh. Okay. So, yeah. I'm happy. I can somewhat laugh about it. That's what my note says. And what I mean by that is that I laughed many times throughout this video, and that's it. We did it. I'm so fucking happy, honestly. That's a closed chapter, and that is how I feel, and that is how I'm going about it. I had fun recording this video, and please, would you like and subscribe, because I've got way more topics to talk about, way more interesting things to talk about, and I think it's going to be a fun journey, because I just like that I can be informal with you. And yeah, I just want to keep talking. I hope you enjoyed. It's not an easy listen. And if anything, if you somehow took offense to anything, just please don't. I'm never here to. I don't think I was even offensive, mate. I just don't know what crosses the line anymore, to be honest with you. Oh man, I'm so happy. All right. Bye. I'm gonna cry. Oh, I feel good. I feel like a release. Okay. When am I gonna end it? I don't know. End the video. All right. Love you. Bye. Oh, we said love you because we do. Bye.